I love people who, right, really see the value in owning who we are, owning that you have a life, and taking that responsibility to change what isn't working. I love that. So if you're in this group, it's because you're here for a reason. And it's a beautiful opportunity to be in each other's life. And I want you to know how much I value that. Sending you lots of love. Yeah. So tonight, I want to help you realize and accept an empowering, okay, perspective that may have eluded you for years. It's quite simple. You can come first in your life. Can, in parentheses, you can come first in your life. But in order to do that and have it be a natural flow for you without it looking selfish to yourself, you must become completely at home with setting healthy, proper, energetic boundaries. Okay? So what can be very challenging, especially if you have a tendency to be like super understanding, right? And if you're an empath, so if you're empathetic, right? Someone else's pains and struggles, right? You're going to, well, first of all, a whole nother conversation is you're going to start to absorb them. But what happens is it begins to when we over give because we are overly concerned or because we have a subconscious belief that they're in our lives because we are supposed to help solve their problems, right? It gets really complicated. Okay. So what happens when you are, constantly finding yourself holding a container or a space, right, for others while ignoring what that transfer of energy can do to your own well-being, one of the easiest ways to look at this type of transfer is that when you don't set proper boundaries, right, healthy boundaries, your empathy is like an open door. Mm-hmm. There's not a filter on it. And although that open door, with the open door, the other person that you're connected with feels free when they leave, right? They always feel better. But they also subconsciously, right, have felt that it's okay, right, to leave, their backpack of bricks, okay, as they leave. Now, nobody's doing this on purpose. This is an energetic thing that happens, okay? All right, there's no fault to your friend who you're overgiving to, all right? But what happens is it leaves it in your energy system as your responsibility. And so it's like energetically, you then pick it up and you carry it for them. How often do you feel like you're carrying other people's burdens because you have the capacity to? It's very common. You don't have to be a healer to have this be common. Healers do it naturally. But see, empathic people don't have to be a healer. They do not always represent healers. Empaths are people who care about other people, want to help them and be of service, okay? But the thing is, it's not your backpack and it's not your bricks to carry, not for long anyway, okay? Yet this is what can happen, time and time again if you don't establish a healthy boundary that protects you from that extra weight being left and you absorbing it. So while I always encourage you to be there for someone in need, you mustn't allow your gift, right, to become something that is taken for granted. Because before you know it, you will become known as a person who is always ready to take and receive the pain of another at a phone call, at a text message, at a moment's notice. They will know that your needs will always come last, that their problems will become your number one priority. If it doesn't happen in your life, but I think it does, which is why this is the conversation, you are aware of people that it does happen to. Essentially, you run the risk of becoming a dumping ground for other people's problems, struggles, pain, and this is not your role. For there is a massive difference between being supportive to someone and giving away too much of yourself, leaving you empty and depleted, feeling weak, and not it'll even take away your own courage in your life. And it'll get to the point, at some point in your life, two things can happen. Your body starts screaming to you in pain energy. Or you have a desire to have something happen that you've dreamed about, maybe starting a new business, maybe taking action in something. But when we've lived our entire life, right, in overdoing and not setting healthy boundaries, it makes it very hard then, because we'll get caught up in old stories that it's too late in life, that we don't have what it takes. So I want to help you now, because all of those are false beliefs, by the way. All right. So as much as I know you wish to care deeply for another, you must allow yourself the space first to care most for yourself by learning how to set a healthy boundary. You owe you first. You are setting your energetic boundaries that allow you to protect yourself while empowering another in need. It's a flip of the brain here. It's the story that you've been telling yourself. You can be in service. You can feel energetically powerful and supportive and not be depleted. Okay. Now, I wanted to share with you a special guided visualization, which I'm grateful you're here for, around tonight's topic as well. That way, right, we can immediately begin the journey of setting healthy boundaries together. That's truly possible for you starting now. So, as I always do, I'm going to cover my camera. I will come back at the end and I will love to engage with you. I want you to get into a comfortable position and just let me create the visual for you and you follow along. That's all you have to do. I'll guide you the entire way. All right? Let's begin. All right. Let's begin by finding a comfortable position, preferably with your feet on the ground, and now with your eyes closed. Let's take a deep lung breath, filling your lungs to capacity, and hold that breath. There you go. Now, on the exhale, release just the day's tension, any grief or sadness that you've been feeling, and the worry of life. There you go. And on the next breath, it's going to be a belly breath. Breathe the fresh air, oxygen, into your stomach, and the stomach extends as you fill it to capacity. Again, you hold there, and you sense, feel, and imagine that there's a string attached to the back of your vertebrae. Now, on the exhale, this string, this cord, is being pulled, right? It's pulling the belly button, pulling your stomach on the exhale back a little bit more. You've got more air in there, back to the vertebrae, activating your central nervous system. Ah, there you go. You feeling it? All right. Now, one last breath. And as you feel your lungs again, you're going to imagine you are carrying the lung, filling it to capacity, but you are carrying the breath up into your brain. That's right. It's the intention of the imagination, and you are activating the right and the left hemisphere, activating the cells of your body to allow a release and a repowering of the mind to create new neural pathways. Now, return your breath to a normal flow as I count from 3 to 1. 3. You become more deeply relaxed at the sound of my voice. 2. The sounds around you allow you to go deeper relaxed. And 1. You sense, feel, and imagine that you are sitting outside on your front porch in an antique rocking chair of your dream home. As you gaze out over your front yard, as you gently rock back and forth, you let out a deep sigh of gratitude for this beautiful creation. Your front yard is overflowing with abundance and beauty and colorful flowers and vegetables ready to be picked. A garden unlike any other. A garden only you could have created. It is your unique creation. It represents all of the heartfelt work you've done over time, planting and tending to so many seeds that led to your harvest. A harvest that you've earned, and one that is so richly deserved. Feel it. There is so much abundance, it's bursting against the fence that contains it, pouring out into the walkway and around all of its borders. You take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, you let out the deepest sense of personal ownership. You've earned it. It is you that created this. Your garden represents the aspects and the rewards of finally putting yourself first in your life to create the life you wanted, focusing on your own self-care and pursuing what you wanted to grow and create and become. You are so full of gratitude and you feel a sense of relief. You notice a friend of yours walking in front of your fence, admiring your beautiful garden. You also notice that they look a bit depressed and burdened. Yeah, naturally you stand up and wave, calling to them as you walk down your garden path to invite them in to be with you. They join you in your garden, and you find yourself holding a space of healing for them, allowing them to vent their frustrations and their anger, As you do so, you notice that as they are venting, that at the same time their hands are seemingly effortlessly dropping seeds onto the ground and they're landing in your garden. Yeah, you don't think much as you naturally speak healing words of comfort to help relieve their pain. You give them all emotionally that you have. But you notice that as they leave, the seeds on the ground are unfamiliar to your normal seeds that you plant. Thinking no more of it. The next day, as you go to tend your beautiful garden, you notice small little weeds for the first time. You shrug your shoulders and quickly pluck them up by the roots and toss them away in the barrel. But where did they come from? Today, another friend drops by to say hello. You invite them in, as you always do. And once again, you hold precious, sacred space for them, listening to them, putting their life in order, and you put their feelings over yours. They leave feeling much better. They feel so relieved. But the next morning, you notice more weeds in your special garden. As you pull these new ones up by the roots, you notice it's harder for you to do so. You seem unnaturally tired. Then a family member comes by your garden. They don't even ask if they can come in. Yep, they just walk right through your gate. They immediately approach and start venting, expressing their anger and their own disappointments of life, and at the same time releasing tons of verbal pain seeds all over your property as their negative expression seems to never end and seeds seem to fall freely from their hands. And even before they leave, you notice the new weeds everywhere. You feel out of breath. And you go to work removing the new weeds. As you drop the final batch of these weeds into the trash can, it finally dawns on you. You must protect your special garden. It is too precious. It's too vital for your expansion. You've worked so hard for your harvest, and it deserves to be protected. You deserve to protect yourself from the energy and weeds that restrict your abundance. So, you make a decision at that very moment in love and gratitude. You allow yourself to make the best choice for your garden. You won't allow any more weeds from others. You will meet those who need to lean on your kindness, empathy, and understanding at your garden gate. You will set a healthy boundary. And when you meet them at the gate to hold that space of healing and support for them, you will also have a trash can outside your gate so that when a friend, family member, or stranger attempts to drop weed seeds in your special garden, you will kindly take their hand and you will guide them to drop those seeds in the trash where they can never grow. This way, you are helping that person to release their own weeds and protect themselves, while also making sure that your new boundary keeps your special garden and you safe as well. Why? Because you deserve to do this. You deserve to put yourself first. You deserve to put your garden first. You owe you. You always have, and you always will. Beautiful. Bringing your awareness back to the breath. I will count from 1 to 3, and you will come back to your original space with clarity and inner peace. 1, bringing your awareness back to your body. 2, activating the cells in your body with new integrated soul's truth. The setting healthy boundaries serves your highest good now and in the future. 3, eyes wide open. And as you fully accept and receiving the answers you seek and trusting that your life has a purpose, as it always has and always will, you are complete. Come back to me, dear ones. Okay? Lynn, I see bad connection. It's good on my end. Hopefully when you listen to the replay, it won't be that way. I had all my bars for Wi-Fi, love. I'm sorry it was a struggle on your end. And I had them like right by my mouth, like I've got it down. Replay will go easier for you, okay? Hi, Maureen. Hi, Urvashi. Good evening to you, or good morning, I should say. Yes, yes. Mona, you find your way to help no matter what. Well, you're going to exhaust yourself if you don't set a healthy boundary in how you find a way to help them, dear one. Okay? All right. All right. Okay. Only one little blip. You know what? I didn't see it on my end. I'm sorry. Hopefully the replay won't be that way. Nope. Okay. You needed the visual? That's perfect. That's perfect. So in the previous group you were with me, like we cleared some inherited stuff. We cleared a lot of stuff out of the physical body, didn't we? And now see, the visualization that was created will allow your brain to accept this transformation. They go hand in hand, Amanda, beautifully. All right. I'm grateful that you're in my life. Mwah. All right. Who wants to share about if you have it's a habit. There's a lot of reasons why we overgive everyone. Okay. And like you heard in the visual, it's not a bad thing. It becomes not a good thing when we don't take care of ourselves. And it could be you don't get enough sleep. It could be you don't have time to eat healthy food because you're always running and doing for someone else. But it also has to do with the commitments you make to yourself. And if what happens is the people in your life can call you at a given moment to watch their kids, right? To take them to the doctor, right? Then you can't ever make a plan for yourself because your life isn't your own. My suggestion in setting a healthy boundary, and I teach people this, as it is that you begin to respond with a pause in there. Instead of responding immediately or picking up the phone immediately, listen to the message, wait 10 minutes, then call them back. Because normally people that overgive respond immediately. I respond immediately, by the way, but that's my energy type because I want someone to always feel seen and heard and know that they've reached out. But that doesn't mean I can take action in helping them in that moment. Okay? All right. So One thing I say, I look forward to helping you. I can do it this afternoon. If some of my, you know, like VIP clients, they want to know that if they're having a bad day, they can text me to give a moment, right? But if I'm with a client, I'm not going to respond to them because I'm in integrity with the person that I'm with at that moment, right? But I'll see their text and I will respond to them when the session is done, when I can assist them. So I want you to think of my examples of how you can integrate that into your own life. Yeah. Let me go up here. Let's see. You calm down, do the visual. Oh, Charlie, your dog did. That's really cute, Maureen. Um, I love you, Dina, and you have a special gift with numbers and taking care of taxes. So I'll keep mine, you keep yours, because there's no way I can do numbers like that, dear one. And Anna, hello, Anna. I'm so happy you're here. The thought came that when you practice this setting of boundaries, you're teaching them, and that is helping them as well. Exactly. So go back and listen to this when it gets, I'll put it up immediately. Okay. Because part of that setting the healthy boundary is you're teaching them through a healthy example. So, especially if we're modeling this behavior, or if we're doing this behavior because we were modeled it by one of our parents, right? Then you're into a learned behavior, probably an inherited pattern, and a way of earning your worth. So, changing it and setting that boundary can be a little tricky, okay? But know that it is possible. And one thing that I like for me that has helped me is that by me changing a behavior, I'm modeling that example to family members in my life, to friends in my life, to the people that work with me. I model the same thing that I teach. It will also help eradicate generational habits when we do this. So you're truly helping them, Anna, when we set healthy boundaries. And in the visual, there's no not helping them. You're just setting the boundary, okay? So that energetically you just don't feel dumped on by all this weight. Because as an empath, it's a whole another topic, but we can carry their vibrational energy. So that's why it was created this way. All right, one comment, and I had a lot to say, Anna dear. You're right, Mona. Earth does not stop. It does not shatter when you say no. So if I have to say no, Mona, I will say I am not able to do that. So let's say there's somebody that really depend on me. This is, maybe friends of a friend or something, right? Or a child's friend, it's gotten better over the years. But I will say it's great to hear from you. I can't help you today. Is there someone else that could, or another day? All right. So we don't have to be mean. We don't have to shut the door. We just have to create space. I think of it as the pause to create this healthy boundary. In the visual, you're meeting them at the fence, right? So that it would represent that. Yeah. Okay. Let me go back up there. I hope that helped. Hi, Gina. Mwah. Hello, hello. Let's see. Man, lots of stuff in here. I love comments. Okay. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. Denarius, hello, beautiful lady. You think about fear or judgment of others. Yeah, what is being a good person? That has a lot to do, too, is the judgment of who you are, dear one, especially if you're trying to do something different than your family, right? Every once in a while, I hit a new level. Well, that fear will come again. Okay, so it's just an ongoing, sometimes life lesson. And when we embrace that, the opinions and judgments really are I don't even want to know, right? And if somebody tells me that they don't agree, I'm to the point now on that level. In my mind, I can say I'm unattached to that comment because I know and trust they're learning their perfect lesson at their perfect time. Because I've had enough success in doing what I do, meaning what I mean by that is not fame. What I mean by success is daily helping people have a life that's transformational. where they aren't held back in their burdens, you see, that builds my confidence that I can help people. So when someone has an opinion and judgment and they want me to put me into some category that is some of their own stuff, right? Or how they were raised, I'm not attached to it anymore. Now, this can hit another level of the opinions and judgments of others when you do want to be visible, all right? It impacts us in a different way. It's just all of them, a new novel, new devil, okay? And when you work through it, you're free. And then you go for a while and boom, we get hit with something else. So don't ever think when one of these fears comes up that you didn't do your home, or a lot of times I'll get somebody saying, I thought I got rid of this. Why is it coming up? Oh, everybody. There's always something that we need, right? And it doesn't mean that the transformations that you've had have gone to waste. It just means you're at a new level. Okay. Great comment, by the way. Yeah. Um, I got it, Maureen. I got it. It's so true, Maureen. They'll stop calling when they get the voice message. And then you can call back when you have time, then it works your day. And you know what else, Maureen, that does is it gets you out of the fight and flight response that something's emergency is happening or that you're going to miss something, right? Way to go, Maureen. I'm really proud of you. Okay. Thank you, Asara. Thank you, Anna. No, you're welcome, Denarius. I might have missed some people, by the way. I'm so sorry. Okay, if I did. Okay. I adore you and I'm grateful you're here. If you have anything else you want to ask me or communicate with me, pop it in there right now. Otherwise, I'm going to hop off. And there will not be a Facebook Live next week. My schedule, everyone, has just become off the charts. I teach my certification class on Wednesdays. I do my Clear DNA on Wednesdays, which is a group healing and everyone gets attention. We do it on Zoom. And my Wednesdays, if I'm on a summit and I do group healing, are on a Wednesday. And so I just realized that I'm at capacity there. Yes, PK, I adore you. And I think you're like constantly a lifesaver for me. September 1st, everyone. Okay. And if you ever, okay, want an amazing feng shui master, old school feng shui, you're not going to be painting your door red because it doesn't work, everybody. So don't let somebody tell you that. Okay. If you want an amazing feng shui master, PK Oro, PK, put your thing in there. Put your website in there. If you ever want Akashic Records read, Dina, put your link in there. Dina is amazing, okay, at Akashic Records. So I don't see anyone, as Asara is an amazing vocalist and has downloads. Like, put your links in there, everyone. I love you. And I'm grateful you're here. All right. So thank you. And I'll see you on September 1st with a visualization that will help train your brain to allow more positivity and transformation in your life. And so it is until September 1st.